Hello, everybody. This is Jamie out of Porterville, California. I have some really important information, probably some of the most important that I've shared thus far because of my history and my health conditions I've had in the past and how I've helped overcome them mostly holistically. I want to share one of these great secrets with you. Okay, it's very important that you listen today. I know this is boring. This drives me crazy, finding the studies, snipping them, sizing them, doing the slideshows, but this is very important for you, your families, and your friends. Okay, with no further ado, I'm gonna share as fast as I can. Share screen and get to the facts. Let me get this out of the way. So I have a slideshow already prepared here. And what I'm talking about today is oregano. It's a miracle. It's one of the oldest treatments for centuries. And we always come up with these new inventions for money. It's all for money. And we have one of the greatest antibiotics, bar none, in history that doesn't cause side effects. I'm going to show you the facts here. And it's called oregano oil. Okay. So here I am on one of the government studies. You can see up here, and they started doing these studies because of what was happening in the military. People were dying. It spreads rapidly. A MRSA infection and these different types of infections that are antibiotic resistant. And so I want to let you know, these are antibiotic resistance, but for all of our conditions, I use oregano oil every time I start feeling pressure here. I have severe allergies to mold. I've shared my story. You can take a look at that. Oh, before I go on, please subscribe to my channel. Then you'll get notifications when I get more of these videos loaded. Okay. So this is on oregano oil, and this was done because of, well, look down here, 61% of deaths is because of MRSA, are these microbes in the military, anywhere. It could be in the elderly, in a rehab center where people, have gotten MRSA from sharing dirty needles. It can be just from any infection, severe infection, sinus infections can turn to MRSA. Okay, so this is very important. So this one is on a skin wound, because you can get the MRSA on the skin, inner sinuses, everything. Okay, is widespread problem in both civilian and military healthcare settings. Skin wounds are particularly prone to bacterial infections because the wounds provide an ideal medium for bacterial proliferation. Okay, and then it goes into your bloodstream. Okay, the infections can be readily treated with a variety of antibiotics if the bacteria involved are susceptible, but a lot of these aren't. And why should we take these antibiotics when okay, let me say this. I'm not a doctor. These are my opinions and what I'm seeing on the government websites that I'm reading to you. Okay, and what's worked for me, you got to see your doctor. I'm not a doctor, but it's worked for me after going to doctors. Practically could have died from not being given the right things or given too many antibiotics. I had MRSA and my son, we had that go up into our sinuses because we were given the wrong antibiotics. We are allergic to mold. We can't take moldy antibiotics. So oregano oil has been a lifesaver okay. So, however, there are only extremely limited or no treatment options to antibiotic strains that are involved wound infections. Okay. So, they did the studies, and there's lots of different MRSA strains that end up, the MDR stands for MRSA, like I said, represents 61% of deaths in an infected population, and it spreads. Okay. Oh, here, a number of studies have shown that the most frequently identified MRSA strains of bacteria is non-social infections on the battlefield. Okay. Right here, in addition, bacterial biofilms formed by the MDR bacteria are the major obstacle in treatment for burn wounds. Bacteria within biofilms can be as much as 1,000 times more resistant to antibiotics. Okay, 1,000 times more resistant to antibiotics. You guys can go back and read these more in depth. I don't want to, I'm skimming through these quickly. Oregano oil stood out as one of the best in terms of safety and efficacy. We thus detail the bacterial activity of oregano oil. So in 11 clinical isolates, okay, and it's the best. Right here, oregano oil effectively killed all the bacterial strains tested. I'm going to repeat that. Oregano oil killed all the bacterial strains tested. My daughter, my ex-husband and me both tested positive. We both have mold allergies. We both have the genetic. My son has severe mold allergies, and my daughter, I believe, does too. And this works perfect. This has helped her health so much. Using this oregano, it has helped mine and my son's. Here we investigate the efficacy of oregano oil against pathogenic bacteria, including the MDR isolates, which is MRSA. And it works. Okay, here it's sufficiently reduced the bacterial load in wounds. Here, one concern that people have is that oregano oil as an alternative treatment would be that the MRSA bacteria could develop a resistant, and it doesn't. And so moreover, oregano oil has been used in food prevention and other antiseptic application for centuries, and no resistant has been treated. I've only used oregano oil for years when these horrific mold allergies have turned into sinus infections, and it gets rid of it every time. Occasionally I wait too long, and another thing is you have to check, because some people are on different types of medications, maybe the anti-blood clotting medications, and there is some concern because I don't know why they just don't use oregano oil to thin the blood so people don't have that condition, but they don't. But you can use the rinse, and that's not going to hurt you, right into your sinuses, a very small amount, because it's very potent, of oregano oil. And also you can put steamy water and just steam into your sinuses. Development of non-antibiotic alternatives to infections by multi-drug resistant microbes represent one of the top priorities in healthcare settings. And again, it works. 13, all the studies. This one was 13 pathogens. Oh, I want to show you this right here. It says, in vivo study using third-degree burn wounds demonstrated that oregano oil topically applied 24 hours after inoculation sufficiently reduced the bacterial load in wounds. And it says oregano oil effectively inactivated bacteria in vitro, irrespective of antibody sensitivity. It effectively inactivated. Okay, this is all in all the different MRSA strains. It kills it. It kills the bacteria. No side effects, and they did this study on these poor mice, but there was no side effects. There's no side effects to oregano oil. You have to be careful not you only use a little bit in a sinus rinse, because it can burn just a little bit. It's very potent. It's very, very good. There was no noticeable skin reaction. Here it says the biofilms of this strain and of all these strains of MRSA were treated with oregano oil at 1 mg/ml. And it says the cells decored in the I can't read this, matrix dead bacteria, okay? It caused dead bacteria were readily seen all over. And the biofilms were destroyed completely in oregano oil treated samples. And here's it shows the pictures here. And so again, back to the sinuses, what I Googled this to show you, what does oregano do for sinuses? Take oil of oregano. The essential oil has natural antibacterial and antifungal properties that can help fight off sinus infections. Place a few drops under your tongue twice daily, or add oregano to a bowl of recently boiled water to inhale this. Now you're going to be careful putting it under your tongue. You need to put it with a carrier oil because it is very potent. Maybe some olive oil, some grapeseed oil. You apply the drops, you can put it under your tongue. And it's very cost effective. You can get it on Amazon, you can get it, call CVS, you should be able to get it there. I take the oregano oil pills. There's also oregano oil, straight oil. But let me stop share. I want to show you, I'm going to share screen again. Let's see if I can, no, I don't know how to get there. If you go to Google and you type studies, government studies on oregano oil, on whatever you want to see, it'll pull up the government studies. And I really hope this helps. And if you're on Facebook, you know, please add me on YouTube. You can see my link for some of the top healthcare products. I don't know if you saw my story, but one time my face was just completely covered, and I was very, very ill. And through a lot of extensive research, I helped bring myself back to health. With every diagnosis, you can see what really works on these government studies. No, I don't know why they don't teach our doctors about oregano oil. Many of them don't even know, not even nutritionists. So anyway, I hope this helps, and let's get the secrets out. It may not help fund the elites' pocketbooks or the pharmacy FDA, build those mansions on the beach, but it will help us middle income average folks, our children, and us get better. Like I said, this disclaimer, I am not a doctor, and this is my opinion based on life experience and extensive research. Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and keep smiling and keep advocating for yourself and our friends. Goodbye. I hope this helps.